Very good evening friends, and in this video we are going to learn about the register and login, how to add these components. So you have just seen that we have created one normal page, and now I want to create a component called register. So we will be working on two components, register.vue and the login.vue. So in this register.vue I use the snippet vbase css, and there I simply take one header h1 h2 h3 any kind, and before that I can make it a form. Like the register means I want the user's sign up form kind of. It's just I want the user to enter name, mobile, email and password. So this is the normal HTML form, and I will use unordered list to display the input boxes. So in li, input type is text and ID will be name, and I will use placeholder so that the user can understand that what they have to enter into those boxes. So placeholder is name and then closing / and then closing li. So here I copy this and paste it 3 more times, one for mobile, other for email, one for password. Okay, now let me have the closing ul tag. Okay, then I need to change this type as phone, and ID will be mobile or phone. Placeholder should be mobile because user will come to know that they have to enter the mobile. Next one, the type will be email, ID will be email, and the placeholder will also be email. E-mail. So it's okay. And now in the last one I will use type as password, ID will be password, and the placeholder will also be password. So this is there are 4 input boxes and they are displayed in the unordered list. Now I will use little CSS to make them look better. So here after the UL I will use a button, and there on the click of the button you can receive the data from those input boxes. So this is closing button tag, and I will write the text as sign up or register. So better sign up because this looks better. Okay, so this part little CSS is required because the bullets will be there. So I write list style type none, and for every list I think I should provide a margin. So ul li, and then I will use margin 30 pixel or 40 pixel. You can change it later also if it is not looking good. And then I'll create another component and I name it as login.vue. So since it has the very similar features, so I simply copy the content from here and paste it there. In login we are only receiving the data from the email and the password, so name and mobile, these two things are not required, so I simply remove them from there. And the text sign up will be sign in. So here I remove and name it as sign in. Okay, now I want a container, and that container will be holding these two views, components, register and the login. So I call this as my container. So I use capital camel case representation. My M is capital and the container C is capital. And inside this I will be displaying these two. So I'll use the vbase snippet CSS. Okay, and there I will import these two. So first let me have one header h3, and I plan to import register and login here, and then I'll be displaying them in my container, and in home.view I will be displaying this container. So H3 closing tab, and here I have written the text sign up. Now I go to home.view, and in home.view I will import this my container.view. So import my container from component @ my container.view. So all these welcome, migrate, and my container, they are in the same folder called as components. So this is my container.view, and I need to register it. So the two views, welcome and migrate, are already registered, so I use this third one, my container, comma, and then I use my container as a normal HTML tag. So there in the template it's saying that the component is declared but not used. So in the template, and I use my dash container because it is made up of two words, my and container, because I have written in the camel case representation. So it is my container. Now let me refresh my browser. You see sign up or sign in means my container content is displayed. Now my container at this moment contains nothing, so I will import register and login in my container.view the very same way the my container view was imported in home.view. So in the script section I will import register from. Now you see my container and register and the login both are in the same folder, so we don't have to write @ components to write ./register.view because they are in the same folder. So this path should not be the way it was in the home.view. So import login from single quote ./login.view, and then I will register this in export, and then I can use the rename. So and the first I need to use the registering the components, so the components and then colon inside the curly bracket I'll write the name of register and login, but here I can write the name of the very container, very view which is there, that is my container. So inside this components I will use register comma login, and then I will use the word register and login as the normal HTML tags, and in this template which have right now one header tags h3 containing text sign up or sign in. So here I write register as a normal HTML tag, and then just below it you type login. So these two will be displayed one after the another, but I will use logical or conditional rendering of the view components, and then I want only one to be seen at a time. So right now if I refresh, then it is not showing, so there may be some error, so some spelling mistake or maybe some problem, because even after refreshing, let me refresh. Okay, so it's still not seen, so there is some problem. So where is the problem? Okay, so there is the problem. It's a spelling mistake in the component. It should be COMPO. So that is the problem. Now spelling check. Let me refresh. Okay, so there you see that both register and the sign up, these two are seen clearly. Okay, now I want to use conditional rendering called VF. So first let me change the margin to 20 pixel because they are covering a lot of space, and in the login also change the pixel as 20 pixel. Okay, save. Okay, there it is. Now in my container, okay, so everything is fine. Now what I need, that I need to declare a variable in the data component. So here inside the script I will use a data component and then data and then return. So return curly bracket, and inside these curly brackets I declare one variable called n user, like the new user. If the user is new, then the register sign up form will be presented to him, and if he's already an user, then we will present the logic.view form to him. So here the n user is a variable which contains the value true. So now I will use conditional rendering, like if n user is true, then the register component will be displayed, else login component will be displayed. And then on the click of the button, so first let me remove this h3 tag from here and put it on the top, so that just below this h3 there is a division. Now I will use v-if in this division tag, so I write v-if, so v-if equals double quote n user. So n user is a logical variable which contains true, so it means right now n user is true, so the register component will be declared, like the display rendered, I mean to say. And then now you provide this closing div tag. So if v-if is true, this division will be displayed, and then again you take another div tag and there you write v-else. So if n user is false, so v-else, and here we don't have to provide any condition, because if the above condition, if v-if is true, then the register will be displayed, otherwise this login will be displayed. So now you see here I refresh and then your login is gone because n user right now is true. So if I make n user like the as false, then the register will be hidden and the login will be displayed. So okay, now I want one checkbox, and that will be displaying whether the user is new or old. So here this is the input type is checkbox, and ID you can type as new user, that will be the ID. ID will be double quote, not colon. So ID will be new user. New user, better I write the proper spelling. Sometimes when that code, because programmer can use anything, but if you are explaining it to someone, then you have to write the proper words. So ID is new user, and there I write one something text to indicate what I just want to intend. So here I already an user, something like that, or like if you are already an user, so already signed up. So already signed up means I have already signed up, so I'm not the new user, I don't need to sign up again. And then you see that you have a checkbox with already signed up. So if user clicks, it means that he is already signed up, so at that moment he needs to be displayed the login page rather than register page. So here I'll use v-on-click method, so v-on and click, and then I'll declare a function, and that function will be used to displaying the changing the variables. So the v-on, and there I can write the tag as show login. So show login is a function which has not been declared yet. So what I need is I go into the method sections of this script, and inside this method section I'll define my function called show login, and the task of this function is only to change the n user, that is the logical variables, and since it is the object type, so this will be this dot n user equals false. Okay, so and semicolon. Now this is the normal, so I refresh the page again, and if I click on this, now you see that the register is gone, login is presented. If you unclick, then nothing will happen because it has only changed once. So if you refresh again from the very beginning, register will show up if you click on the button. So what I do that I make this function so that whatever is the content of this dot n user, just negate it. If it is true, click on this, it will become false. If it is false, it will become true, something like that. So here I click it, so login is presented, register is gone. If I click it again, then the login is gone and the register is presented. This is all in this very simple video. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and keep learning about the Vue component. That is the very powerful tool right now.